For decades, New Orleans has been in a battle with blight. This year, the city seems determined to win, drawing on new tools and funding to bulldoze properties, dangerous properties, and clear more lots.
But there's a keen curiosity about some of the city's most notable decaying properties and the untouched history inside. Devin
Bartolotta explains while the city cuts through red tape, New Orleans' many urban explorers risk arrest and sometimes even their lives to show us what lies beneath.
Blight, decay, broken windows and broken promises, empty buildings that are sometimes full of explorers.
How easy was it to get into this building?
It's pretty easy, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You have these massive just window fans going off.
John Gualtieri goes by New Orleans Ghost Hunter online. His hobby is, legally speaking, trespassing. Informally, he's an urban explorer.
What has your experience been like inside this building?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, like just looking at it, you know, I mean, obviously it looks really tall from here. When you get up there, it's really, really tall. It's mostly empty. I think a lot of people go up there for the views from the top.
The views from the top are just the beginning. Often under the cover of night, Gualtieri sneaks into buildings in New Orleans that few have stepped foot in decades. Abandoned mansions.
Yeah, check this out, it's pretty crazy.
Charity Hospital, the Six Flags site, Lindy Boggs Medical Center, the former naval base in the Bywater. If it's decaying, the ghost hunter wants in.
As somebody that loves history, I love New Orleans history. I love, you know, it's very interesting to me.
Gualtieri calls his camera his alibi. He broadcasts what he finds to 145,000 followers on his Instagram page. The hashtag Urbex has more than 12 million posts. There are countless explorers across the world and dozens in New Orleans. Nola Deej, Alex Connors, and Abandoned New Orleans, just to name a few.
Usually what we do, you know, when we go in somewhere like that is, you know, we try to do research on the building, find out has there been documentation of asbestos or lead paint, you know, all this, try to assess what type of respirator we need if we're going to use one. You know, lights, lights, lights.
Entering abandoned buildings can be incredibly dangerous. In 2022, 18-year-old Anthony Clausen fell to his death inside the abandoned Market Street power plant. New Orleans property owners are legally required to keep things secure, but there's apparently a lot of easy access and a lot of abandoned buildings.
It could be the foundation itself is falling apart. It could be uninhabitable. It could be, you know, windows missing.
Anthony Davis is the director of code enforcement. He holds the list of the city's dirty dozen, 12 properties of top priority for demolition or rehabilitation. Many are open wounds from Hurricane Katrina, and in 2024, more funding means a renewed focus on cleaning them up. Some property owners, though, would rather lawyer up.
They file temporary restraining orders. They do all that they can in their willpower not to be responsible for those fines, but we'll just continue to go after them in a court of law, and then hopefully we'll prevail in the end.
The owner of the decaying Plaza Tower has faced hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. WWL Louisiana has learned police have responded to almost 30 calls for service there in the last 2 years, including a death, fires, and pieces of the building falling off. In December, the city sought bids for its demolition. But Thomas Mulligan, who works to bolster business in the city, says the goal is always to return big, crumbling buildings to commerce.
Well, the holdup is trying to put a deal together, trying to find financing, trying to come up with a planned use for the building that is viable, and ultimately enough money can be raised from private investors to make that happen.
While redevelopment takes decades in some cases, New Orleans residents are seeing these eyesores from a new perspective online.
But you can see this huge area right here.
A look inside what once was, as the city sets its sights on what could be. In New Orleans, Devin Bartolotta, WWL Louisiana.
And we should note, exploring buildings in this way is not legal. NOPD made almost 500 arrests for trespassing last year alone. And if you're interested in seeing these buildings from the inside, we just recommend that you stick to the photos that you see on social media.